Sure, I know I'm a month behind on this, but
Hey guys, Doublelift here. I have some news for you all. I'm retiring.
I doubt it.
For real this time.
I doubt it.
So if you followed my career, you probably think, oh, he's just retiring again. He's going to come back again. This always happens. Okay, so it's happened 2 times before. And the first time in Season 7, I took a break. I was having like pretty poor mental health, and I didn't think I could play my best with just how I was feeling at the time. And I was always a break. I always announced it was a hiatus. You know, I never retired. And the second time, which was immediately after my split on TSM in Season 10, I retired. But actually what happened is I never wanted to retire. I felt kind of forced to because it was either playing on a shit team
or no,
or taking a break, kind of like gathering myself a bit, stream, keep my skills up, and then come back the next year. Unfortunately, it did end up turning into like a pseudo 2-year retirement, but I always intended to play and I always wanted to come back. And if you watch my stream, then people would ask me like, oh, are you ever coming back? Like, I would never give them a straight answer, you know, because I always knew in my heart I was going to come back and give it one last shot. And now that I have,
it looks so weird.
I feel like I did prove quite a lot to myself and to my fans. This is just a decision that I'm never going to walk back from. Like, this is final. There's a million reasons why, but I think I've kind of boiled it down to 2 main ones. I made a really big financial sacrifice going from streaming this last year to playing because I really wanted to play, and the money was not really that important to me. But this next year, because of the sort of like climate of LCS and esports in general, it is way, way bigger of a sacrifice than even that. So that's not something that I can take super lightly, but also much more importantly than for me like making money is because of the way that LCS is now and everyone pulling back on budgets.
The money's not that good, huh? I figured it'd be good.
My dream of winning worlds and like, you know, accomplishing something internationally for America is really far away. Like there's not many teams that are willing to spend, and that just means that there's not very many competitive rosters. It just reduces all of the important aspects that are outside of just the roster, like support staff, just resources for the players to improve and get better. And one of the really big things that was keeping NA even sort of in the conversation is, well, LCS spent a lot, so we were able to attract good talent from other regions and pull them in that would elevate our region. Like a ton of imports have actually come in and performed really well and been a huge staple in LCS. I mean, just look at Bjergsen, you know, Core and all these players who come in. They're so good and they make everyone else play better, but they also like take the region to new heights and become one of our own. And I don't think that's really happening anymore. I feel like I've accomplished everything that I have set out to accomplish except for one thing, which is to win worlds. That's like the last thing that I was never able to get to, but I think like this cycle of like setting a goal for yourself and grinding and reaching that goal and then setting a new goal for yourself is like, it kind of reflects everything. Like you could literally say that for everything that you do in your entire life. Relationships, like going to the gym, pursuing hobbies, like finding like what makes you happy. Like you'll always be looking for the next thing, and whether or not you achieve that, like it was kind of the corny thing to say. It's the journey. Like the journey is what's important, and I am very lucky to have been able to go on the journey. It's just insane thinking about it because I just wanted to be a pro player. That was it. And at the time, I don't know how much a pro player made, but it was probably like less than a McDonald's worker. It's not much. So, you know, like I'm just trying to find a way to live. And, you know, I got kicked out of the house, blah, 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 but ended up being a pro player. And my dream is a reality. I'm a pro player. This is awesome. I'm making money playing games. But then like,
oh my God, look at League there, boys.
My dream changed to, well, I'm a pro player now, but now I want to be known as a good player. So I tried really hard to make people believe that I was a good player. I think I accomplished that. Season 3 and 4 rolled around. Like, people called me a good player, a greedy player, but a good player. And they said, well, this is a good player that will never win anything. You know, I remember one comment really annoyed me. It was like, he's like Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, he'll never win anything important. Like, everyone will just know who he is, but he's never going to win anything. And it just pissed me off. So I was like, I want to win something. I want to be a champion. And when I finally won in season 5, it was like the
With
highlight of my
Afro
life. It
Moo
was so huge
as the
that we were able to
support.
win. We beat TSM, our rivals. Like, I got a penta in the finals. It was the coolest moment ever. Like, I'm literally like, I'm feeling the dopamine just thinking about it. It's a highlight of my entire life. But it wasn't enough. Like, I after that, I was like, well, I'm a champion now, but I don't feel that fulfilled from it. Maybe that wasn't what I wanted. I want to be a great player. I want people to see me as one of the greats, maybe the greatest. That was my next goal. And so, like, after that, I played on TSM. We won a lot. I played on Team Liquid. We won 4 in a row, and I accomplished that. I was, people knew that I was a great player. No matter what team I went to, my team was good. I was good. And then I wanted, the last thing, the very last thing. Like, what is the only thing that I'm missing? International success. Made finals of MSI. That was the highlight of my life. But I was never able to accomplish that. I was never able to win worlds or really even get close.
Unfortunate.
And that dream is always going to be there. Like, I'll always look at it through the window and just be like, I want that so bad. Like, it's so painful that I can't try for it, that I can't be there, that I wish I was there. I wish I could win it all. But
freaking dope ass trophy, though.
The truth is, the last few years I felt that dream slipping away. It's not just like 1 year where I'm like, oh, this is probably not going to happen. Things are different now than they were in season 6, 7, and 8. And the sacrifices that I have to make to have a chance to do that have just gotten stacked up more and more. The financials, the time, the commitments that I have to make. I am older now. Like, I'm 30. So, and I'm aware that I'm 30. Everyone reminds me I'm 30 every day.
True.
And
I'm
I have
about
other
to be
things
30.
in life that I care about. I have loved ones. I want to eventually move on to the next stage of my life. I want to get married. I want to start a family. And if I was to continue playing pro and really like thinking that I could juggle that stuff, that's just being unreasonable. Like, there's only so much time in the day, and if I play pro, I want to put everything that I have into it, every hour, every ounce of effort that I possibly can. And that's just the kind of like obsessive person that I am. And I just have like more going on in my life. So even though like I really want that, like it's the thing that I probably want the most in the entire world, I have like other things in my life that I want to do. That doesn't mean that wasn't always my number one, but before, the list ended at number 1. And now there's number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I do have to think about those things. So
I get it. I'm not fucking 40.
big
Shut up, dude.
Well, for me, what's next is full-time content creation. I mean, it's something I've always liked. Like, I think I have something. My community is awesome, and I really appreciate like, all the people in it.
We're better. Sorry.
But also, I think like the league community
by the way.
is just one that I've grown up with, and that I just kind of want to like keep contributing to and being a part of. Yeah, I still have a ton of passion for the game and
better.
for the
Once in the
community.
chat, if better.
And I'm gonna be engaged with it more than ever. Doing streams, watch parties,
Shifter.
of like LCS, of Worlds, of all the like league related events, like still playing the game, still being like perfectly engaged with the community and making content. It's something I've had like varying degrees of passion about in the beginning when I really cared about what people thought about me and I wanted to be liked. That's the thing that I wanted the most in life, is just like I wanted people to like me. I wanted people to think that I'm good. I want people to basically just care about me, because I didn't really have that much as a kid.
I'm not older.
And
okay.
I loved streaming. It was like I could literally stream like 16 hours a day. In fact, when I was on TSM, I distinctly remember if we had an off day, I was so happy, because that means that I could stream all day. And like for some people, they're like, what? It's an off day. Why would you want to like play League all day and stream? But the fact that I have fans or like a career playing video games, like if I was able to go back in time and talk to my 15-year-old self that I would have this life, that I would have fans and a career and be successful, it just wouldn't make sense. Like how would that be something that a 15-year-old me could believe? Like I was literally like the biggest loser at my school, and I used to be really self-conscious in and out of game, like severely. I was always, like embarrassed about the way that I looked, embarrassed about my social skills. I would always get like super panicked when talking to anybody. If you put a camera in my face like this, 13 years ago. I don't know if I would be able to string a sentence together.
Just
So,
break down and cry.
yeah, I mean, I've grown a lot, and I became a real human being with my own personality and some confidence, and you know, I became a lot more comfortable with myself. And I always think about when people talk to me sometimes about how they followed my career, and just imagine like, what kind of person were you when you started watching League or started watching me play? Like, I think like everything just was so different.
Everything was so
what
different.
you were doing, the kind of person that you were probably like really different.
Take out
like
the
people
trash.
grew up watching me, middle, high school, college, and I grew up with them. Like we kind of like went through a lot, like side by side. Like
Oh my
you guys
God!
peering
Look
into
at the
my
League
life.
client there. Holy
Looking back
frick!
now, I think about it in like 3 really big chapters. So the first one is on CLG, where I was like struggling so much, and I almost wanted to quit. And the like triumphant ending on CLG is we finally won.
Pentakill!
Faithful shall be rewarded.
And that was like such a huge moment for me, my first win. And then the second one on TSM.
Gets the GA. That's killing them all. Kills everybody.
That was the most
think I remember watching
popular and hyped roster, and the biggest league has ever been in America.
True. That's my TSM, dude. That's what I remember. The goods.
And then on Team Liquid, we had such high expectations, and we still met them.
Back to back to back to back, and they are the best team North America has ever produced.
True. Dang, what a sick
I
shot.
just look back on all these
That's a
3
dope
eras
ass
as
shot.
like,
Come on.
I was a part of something special. I think everyone who watched those rosters know that it was something special. The hype, the heartbreak, those moments are kind of forever burned into my memory.
Ah, pose. Eater. Doublelift was a G. Doublelift was a G.
It feels a bit sad,
Oh,
but like
shit.
overall, I
Sorry.
feel so happy about like looking back on my career, looking back on all the things that I was able to accomplish, you know, like not dwelling so much on the negative, but just thinking about like, wow, I can't believe I was so lucky to have these experiences, to do all these things. A lot of people would be very happy. And that's like something that I've struggled with my entire life, is just to be happy with what I've done, to be happy with what I have, to not always be seeking out the next thing and be sort of stressed out that I can't get there.
I
but
get
to
like
be
that too.
appreciative.
I'm just
of
like
the things
always
that I already
like,
do
okay,
have
what's next?
and that I have
what's
done.
next? What's next? What's next?
So
what's next?
yeah, looking back, like
Next
I am
now, next.
genuinely happy.
2 studs.
I guess the last thing that I want to say, and probably the most important, is to all my fans who've cheered for me, who watch my videos, watch my streams, tuned into my matches, you know, just gave me like anything, any ounce of like your attention. Even the people who just go on Reddit and talk shit. I genuinely appreciate those people, because the fact that anyone would talk about me at all is such a huge thing. Without people who give a shit about League, about professional games, about me, I would have nothing. I'd be probably deeply unhappy as I was
Dang!
before I was
The regular camera?
You know, when I was growing up,
Frick!
I would watch videos and interviews of pro players of games
Dang.
that I liked.
What a
Rekful
time.
And like Idra and all these old school pro players. You guys probably don't even know who they are. And I would dream at night of being them, because it was so cool to me that they were pro players, that they made money playing video games. And the amount of money and the amount of like fame / success that those guys had, it kind of like, the whole scene, it like pales in comparison to what it is now. And that I was actually able to live out that dream that I had is so amazing.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll always be in debt of my fans, you know. I'll always like owe you guys everything that I have. So yeah, thank you.
Pretty cool. Pretty good. Shout out, Doublelift, pretty poggers. Hate to see you go, but I'd love to watch you leave. You know what I'm saying, Daddy?